Amid Russia-Ukraine peace talks, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has praised Prime Minister Modi. In the month of February 2022, Tharoor had criticized India's stance when Russia attacked Ukraine, calling for a condemnation of the aggression in Parliament. But now with the Raisina dialogue, Congress MP Tharoor has praised Prime Minister Modi for his diplomacy. He admitted that he was left with egg on his face for opposing India's stance when the war broke out. He said due to India's adopted policy, the country is now in a position to contribute to lasting peace. This comes amid rumors of Tharoor joining the BJP. When asked about the praise, Tharoor evaded the media. BJP has hit out at the Congress party, inviting Tharoor and others to join them.
A couple of years later, 3 years later, it does look like I'm the one with egg on my face, because clearly the policy has meant that India has actually a prime minister who can hug both the president of Ukraine and the president of Moscow 2 weeks apart and be accepted in both places. And therefore, India is in a position where it can make a difference to a lasting peace, if it was so required, in ways that very few countries would be able to.
Now you can't shy away from speaking now.
Shashi Tharoor says, I am still wiping the egg off my face.
As I said, Mr. Shashi Tharoor went to the tough school of diplomacy, whereas I only studied law, so he's much more experienced than me to talk about diplomacy, so I have really no comments on his views.
Shashi Tharoor, who is party's MP and former Minister of State in External Affairs Ministry, has appreciated Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he has said at the Raisina dialogue that when Russia and Ukraine went on war, at that point of time he criticized Prime Minister Modi, but now he realizes that Modi's diplomacy was right. It has reaped good results for India.
I haven't heard him saying this thing, but as far as Mr. Shashi Tharoor is concerned, what is behind his mind and why did he ask this or said this should be asked from him only. I may not be able to comment what I have not heard, what I have not seen.
देखिए, शशि थरूर जी डिप्लोमेसी समझते हैं। यूएन में काफी लंबे अरसे तक उन्होंने काम किया है और आज उन्होंने भारतवर्ष के विषय में प्रधानमंत्री के निर्णय को सराहा है। मुझे लगता है कांग्रेस पार्टी के तमाम नेताओं को इससे शिक्षा लेनी चाहिए। हर बात पे भारतवर्ष के विरोध में बोलना, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खिलाफ बोलना, राहुल जी हो, चाहे मल्लिकार्जुन जी हो और चाहे इंडी गठबंधन के नेता, इन सबको आज सामने आकर शशि थरूर जी के इस स्टैंड की सराहना करनी चाहिए।
पूर्व में जो उन्होंने यूक्रेन के युद्ध के संबंध में जो बातें कही थी, वो उनको लगा कि वो ठीक नहीं था। भारत सरकार की नीति ठीक थी, उचित थी। देर आए दुरुस्त आए, अच्छी बात है। आज विदेश नीति में नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार और उनके द्वारा स्वयं के लिए गए जो भी निर्णय होते हैं वो भारत के हित में होते हैं। जैसे शशि थरूर ने स्वीकारा है, वैसे ही कांग्रेस पार्टी के बाकी नेता स्वीकारेंगे तो अच्छी बात है।
अगर शशि थरूर भविष्य में ऐसी इच्छा जताते हैं कि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का दामन थामना चाहेंगे, तो क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी उन्हें स्वागत करेगी?
देखिए, मैं तो बहुत ही छोटे लेवल पे हूँ। मैं जम्मू कश्मीर की राजनीति में सक्रिय हूँ। ये राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व का फैसला होगा, लेकिन फिर भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के दरवाजे हर एक के लिए खुले हैं। इसमें ऐसा नहीं कि कोई एक क्लास आएगी, कोई इस प्रकार का व्यक्ति आएगा। सबके लिए दरवाजे खुले हैं और इस प्रकार की जब बात होगी तो वो राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व फैसला करेगा।
Take a look now at Shashi Tharoor's old response when he was seen, or heard rather, praising the Prime Minister. Later, he went on to say that he was misquoted.
So far, I must say that what we've seen from the press statements by both the Prime Minister and by President Trump are very encouraging, because it looks like some of the big concerns we all had have been addressed. For example, on the question of trade and tariffs, they've decided to sit down together and do a serious negotiation that will conclude by the fall, which is the autumn, September, October of this year. I think that's a very good outcome, because otherwise the fear was there might be some hasty decisions made in Washington which would have affected our exports. This way there is time to discuss and negotiate. I welcome that.
All right. Previously, Shashi Tharoor had praised, in fact, the Prime Minister. He'd gone on to say that he was misquoted. Now, with the Raisina dialogues, once again, we've spoken about the fact that as far as India's diplomacy is concerned and this government's position vis-a-vis the Ukraine war is concerned, he's got egg on his face in the year 2022, he was in fact demanding answers from the government, asking the Prime Minister and the BJP-led central government to condemn the war. Now he says, I agree with the position that had been taken. India now is in a position to work towards long-lasting peace, is what Tharoor has said. In these comments, leading to many within the Congress being uncomfortable with these comments. And also the BJP has asked him to join the party if he wishes to.
Wait and watch.
Any comment on the viral on planet Earth after 9 months in space?
Well, look, I think it's a sense of relief we all have as human beings. No one has ever been that long stuck in space, and the fact that she's landed back on Earth is a matter of relief.
All right, I'm going straight across to Rahul Gautam for more details. Rahul, like you've been telling us, this has obviously led to many questions, or rather many questioning. Tharoor, even within the Congress party, asking what really is his intention, given that he's openly praising the Prime Minister. He is, in fact, a sitting MP of the Congress party.
Well, Sneha, it's a very strange situation in Congress party because on one hand, entire Congress party is trying to corner government on the issue of diplomacy, on foreign affairs. But at the same time, their own MP, a member of Lok Sabha, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, is endorsing, the foreign policy of incumbent government, and this is the second time when he has done within a month. Earlier also, when Prime Minister had visited America and met Donald Trump, at that point of time also he hailed the visit and said that this visit is going to yield fruitful results for the nation. When he was asked to clarify his comments, he simply said that on matters of national importance, he's going to rise above from petty politics and going to stick what he firmly believes. But at that point of time also, sources informed us that he was reprimanded by Congress leadership for, endorsing and for heaping praises upon Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And in fact, he was also given an audience with Rahul Gandhi. And later on, it was conveyed that everything has been sorted out between leadership and Shashi Tharoor. But again, Mr. Tharoor has praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi's stance on Ukraine, and in fact put it on record that it was a sheer mistake to believe that that Indian stand on this issue is going to cost us. But if you see now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is one leader that can actually go and hug Ukrainian president and a Russian president at the same time within weeks apart, and can also maintain cordial relationships. So clearly it seems that, and I must also tell our viewers that as far as Kerala Congress is concerned, their leaders are certainly not impressed with these remarks, given the fact that it's a poll-bound state. Next year is going to see polls, and at this crucial juncture, one of the top leaders in endorsing BJP and BJP's regimes, clearly this puts Congress party in a very tight spot, and certainly you can expect that that party is going to distance itself from from these remarks that are made by Shashi Tharoor.
Right, I'm going to thank you for the moment, Rahul Gautam, getting us up to speed with those details. Now listen in to what Shashi Tharoor. In fact, all right, we will be getting in more reactions, including questions that have been asked of Shashi Tharoor about the statements that he had made, in fact, favouring the stance taken by the Indian government under the Bharatiya Janata Party and under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.